Cheers to the 5-year anniversary. Love y'all.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, so smooth. Oh. So, if y'all don't mind, my mom, my stepdad, if y'all can enter. There will be an audience soundboard is going on right now that you can't hear. Welcome to the show. It's been
Get with the music, make some goddamn noise!
Look at the fucking crowd, man. Bottom line, you're
Basically.
not going to go to UK and then find a gas station with a daiquiri shop connected to it and the best food that you've ever had in the gas station.
True, but you probably also won't find the murder capital of the world.
Hey,
in the
we
UK.
won't talk
So
about that.
it's like-
We won't talk about that. I appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us, popping in, because you are a very, very intricate part of what makes this podcast what it is. And what we all came here for, the next option, whole cake through reverie. You know where I'm putting that? Trash. Get it the fuck out of here. Get it the fuck out, bro.
Sometimes I feel to some that's such a feat.
Yeah.
So do it with the feet. I shoot and ski. No shake my hand or reach. I'll flow the beats. I go to sleep and show my reach. Ask for treats. Silent sweep. Fill my wrath to peace. It's my greed. Spinning round my head. Go Fred. Leave it red. Made it red. All the blood I bled. All the blood I'm breaking bread. Through a flood and now I'm dead. Hear a thud. It's time to shed. My outer shell and through a living hell. Now I'm here to dwell in my cell.
Welcome to the BKL show. Today we have such a treat for you. Almost all of the previous co-hosts make a return on this grandiose episode, 100, 5-year anniversary. And finally, like I just mentioned, we have a guest on the show, Danny Barousse of Barousse Works. A few special guests, an official, I forgot to mention this, to tie this episode out perfectly. Something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, a live musical performance. And that will be performed by my brother and his band, Sunscape. So give a round of applause, Sunscape. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa, it came in a little late. All right. Now, to begin the show, our guest today is making a comeback. He's not going to be shown yet, so he's just going to be sitting here until I'm done with my intro for him. Welcome back to a formal helm of debauchery. My friend since literally, was it 6th grade? It was 6th grade? One of the few people that has always kept it real with me, no matter what it was. Like throughout our life, he's just stuck with me, and just people have just branched away, and he's always. Hey, chill out. I'm getting to that, and I have to comfort it with some good shit, and then I'm gonna you know my method. So let me get through with the good sentimental shit first. One of the few people that has always kept it real with me, no matter what it was, and I hope he feels the same about me, because I will tell him whatever type of opinion he's got. He comes to me and I'm just like, fuck that, or I love that. Yeah. It's either or. And I feel like that's very hard to find between two people.
That's true.
Very hard to find with like a friendship relationship that we have that's been lasting since like literally 6th grade. 6th grade is a very long time. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you. And all the co-hosts really like putting the time in and coming out and driving and hearing me ramble for like 2 to 3 hours. Welcome back to the show, King, to the now tamed, very heavily emphasis on the word tamed, insane party animal of his time.
Hey, it's just dormant for a little bit. You know?
Is that the word, dormant?
It could wake up at any second. You know?
Hey, bro, it's about to wake up in a few.
Yeah, there you go.
It's about to wake up. So I appreciate you coming here. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, anytime,
King,
anytime.
I'm honored to have you as a part of the 5-year anniversary 100th episode.
Glad to be here.
Before we get started, I have one more thing to say, but King brought out the fucking champagne for the fucking 5-year 100th episode.
Thanks for bringing that, man. That was nice.
And I want to share a shot with all of you. If y'all want to do a cheers.
Yeah.
And hopefully I don't,
Projectile vomit all over the
pass that. That would suck, because this is a very expensive piece of audio equipment.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got 2 chasers going for me right now. I got lemonade and I got like the biggest amount of water that I could find.
Good.
All right, 5 years, 100 episodes. Cheers to the 5-year anniversary. Love y'all.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, so smooth. Oh, that's the smoothest thing I've ever had in my life. Oh.
Isn't it crazy?
Oh man.
It burns its way down your esophagus into your gut.
Oh, that was
Some hair
amazing.
on our chest, man.
Yeah. Some rumblings. Some rumblings.
Okay,
let me,
it's smooth
Move
when it's smooth
I-
when
I-
it's on ice. That is,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we did kinda-
my bad.
That was the first thing I asked him when he showed me the bottle. I was like, "Oh, so that's a good sipping whiskey." I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure."
Yeah.
Not.
no.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
But
It was
But-
very good. Very good. Thank you so much again.
Yes, thank you so much. I just want to say before we get started, it's a privilege to be able to make these creative projects and not get burnt out over the past 5 years. Because I usually do. I usually start projects and I'm just like a year in. I'm like, nah. But this is just like my bread and blood. I think that's the phrase.
Bread and butter, dude. You've been
No,
sticking with
bread
it
and
too,
blood.
though, because remember, whenever you first undertook the project to go through all of those, categorize them, catalog them, re-sleeve them, and then now shelve them in a very safe, dry.
Yes.
No humidity, so no mildew or mold is gonna fuck those things up. They're good for like life now, right?
Yeah.
It was a serious undertaking. What did you count? 1,300.
1437.
1,437 fucking comic books.
Individually logged on Go Collect.
Yeah. So I mean, yes.
Do you remember the pictures I put? I was on this floor and I had comics.
Yeah.
Because my dad had a whole bunch of comics and he never categorized any of them.
But that was a tremendous undertaking, and dude, I mean,
I couldn't get burnt out on that. That was like a mission.
Yeah,
There was
I
no
saw it
way.
in your eyes too, man. Every time I would come over here, things were in different places.
Yeah.
You were making your progression. You were moving through the progress, man. It was awesome.
It
Awesome to
feels
see
so.
happen.
You know what feels so good to have? We're gonna move on after this because I know they're probably fucking pissed. Whenever I'm anywhere and I see like any type of antique shops and I go hunting for comics and I see one, which this literally happened in Texas, I grab. Tell me how weird this is. These were all my dad's comics.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole my story behind all that. Like it's very sentimental.
Oh yeah.
I go into this antique shop, I pick up a comic, right? And I'm like, this looks dope. First one that caught my eye. And I was like, let me see if I have it. Already had it. I picked up another one. Already had it. Another one. The third one in a row. Already had it.
Dude.
It's just like the same taste. Oh, man. It's making me want to cry right now.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's very special.
Yeah.
Very
it is.
special.
Hell yeah, it is.
And I didn't have to spend money on it because I already fucking had it.
Just a lot of time and effort and mental energy. I mean, dude, that's yours. You know what I'm saying? That's
God
your
damn it, dude.
legacy
I
that
cannot
you
take another
protect.
shot of whiskey. I'm going to cry on this fucking podcast.
Pour it up. Grab the bottle. By the way, is this supposed to be recorded?
To all the co-hosts, I wanted to name all of them. So first, the OG was Wes. Before he moved to Colorado, he helped me out. He came to my house whenever I was still recording bullshit. And then the bullshit turned into anime. Completely flipped. We just couldn't control ourselves.
Sure.
And then he moved away, and then we're like, what the fuck are we going to do now? I got another co-host, Morgan. He was helping me on the brokeknocklife side, and then Wes moved to Colorado, and me and him were like, why don't we just talk about anime for a whole podcast and just have it centered on that? So we did that for like 39 or 40 episodes.
Oh, damn, okay.
But yeah, welcome back to the show, Kingsley. Let's get it started with a everlasting segment from the Gramps,
Hey,
the
but-
Gramps himself.
Real quick, is this the third time we've done it together? The second time? Because I
might be
the last
three.
time-
I think it's.
I remember the last time I was wearing my ghillie suit mask was last Halloween.
You were in the helm.
Yeah.
There was one where you came on as a guest.
Oh, then so it was.
You did a
so
guest
it's the
one,
third
and then
time.
you did a
Okay.
co-host one with him as a guest, and then now this
That's
is
it. Okay, so this is number 3.
And I was like, dude, are you hot in that ghillie suit?
Probably
Like,
were.
I was like,
Well, if
dude,
you recall, I was having a hell of a night the night prior. I didn't sleep. Remember, I showed up here. That's why I was wearing this black
Yeah,
suit
yeah.
because I was doing some stuff.
well, you just needed to sweat all that out.
Yeah, I
perfect.
did. My ass was weeping because we've already talked about that.
Swamp ass. Right.
Yeah.
Very
I literally sweat nowhere else.
reoccurring theme.
So fucked up. Like I got blessed with that at birth. I sweat nowhere else.
but
Ladies and gentlemen, if JP gets up right now, swamp ass all over my chair.
I'm wearing black pants for a reason, dog. I'm not wearing khakis right now. If I was wearing khakis like that, you would. It'd be a problem.
Give me some
Can you believe
defense.
I actually date women. Like they want to go out with me. It's fucking
You know,
crazy.
it reminds me of what you said whenever I was playing an anime intro on the boat, and you're like, "You get women," and I'm like, I don't lead with that. I put it on the tail end of what we're talking about. I said that to Wes, and he's like, dude, that's how you have to do it. Yeah. You can't lead with, I listen to anime intro tracks for fun while I'm editing videos.
Like, just listen to the intros. That's so cool. Oh, shit.
You're like, what fucking language is this? And it's like fucking One Piece. We
snapping my
are.
head back.
All right, to a reoccurring segment that has gone on, I think, since episode 1 or episode 2. I think I don't know when I incorporated Gramps' Basement.
Oh, wow.
It was in the first few episodes.
Sweet.
But it all came from me and Gramps, aka Corbin, sent just cringy bullshit to each other. Like, we would try to get a reaction out of the videos that we would send to each other. Dude, most old people treat TikTok as like a personal direct message thing. Like, they think that they're just sending it to their aunt.
Yeah,
to lead us into the last segment, the only segment that we're to do with Mr. King here, is the Gramps Basement. And he knows how this goes. You can just picture it in your head. Because I don't have it.
Red.
Red?
What?
L-S-T-E-R. Yep. Yeah.
I followed him the other day.
Beetle is a fucking a mogul. He is a prophet.
Also, the halftime show was amazing. Just want to
That
put
was-
that
Yes.
The halftime-
Yes.
I might get backlash on it from some people, but
Oh,
hey,
you will, but not from us.
You were fucking there with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude,
You and
I was
Ashley
just
were
sitting
there,
in my
right?
seat, just like jaw, like he just did that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
There was that point
this
when I
is
looked
awesome.
back at you when mustard.
Yeah.
When I hit that. I looked at you and I was about to cry. That was
Yeah.
like one of the most beautiful fucking things.
He
I've
brought
ever
him
seen.
out. He brought him out.
Can I do a freestyle for you guys?
I see you, bro.
Oh, for real? Yes.
Freestyle this shit.
All right. Let me get some words from you guys to inspire the freestyle.
Good one.
Bloody.
Delta Phi?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Delta Phi?
Bloody.
Bloody?
Yeah.
All right.
Yo.
Delta Phi, bloody,
Married.
married.
Yeah.
Delta Phi, bloody, married. Anything else?
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. There we go. All right, let's get it. Y'all ready?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, let's get it.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 When he's rhyming, they know this man's A grade. In this game, I'm blowing up just like a hand grenade. When it comes to freestyles, I don't bring no bow. I'ma melt the rapper's flesh. I reveal his skull. I be coming right up at the top. I said I melt them guys. Yeah, melt the flesh off, then I rap for Delta Phi. Hey, Jack, I roll a minute till I'm down there now. Lyrics flying out my mouth. I'm a rep for your house. Yeah, y'all know my vocals are thundering. Getting down all the assumptions. Y'all know these rappers is all in my scope. They make me feel like I'm hunting. Yeah, man, cover y'all up in it. Any competition, I'm ready to win it. Step to the podium, and I'm really going in. When it comes to rhymes, I ain't never no cynic. Pull me right off at the mantle. I'm never using no pencil. I got a rhyme right off at the tip. I feel like that's just essential. Yeah, H-Mac, y'all know I'ma make it known. Cause when I'm rhyming, I be entering a crazy zone. Okay, me and these rappers are not buddies. Oh, I slice their necks, I leave the scene bloody. Everybody about to fuck with Harry. I fuck him up early morning like a Bloody Mary. Yeah, and y'all know that Harry's insane. In holy matrimony, I done married the game. Yeah, matter of fact, ain't nobody hotter than me. I said I married hip hop, I had to drop to my knees. Next level when I'm acting it out. Whatever words they throw to me, that's what I'm rapping about. Yeah, rappers is kinda nice, but can't fuck with Harry's rap flow. My shit is fly, fucking pterodactyl. It's safe, man. I got rhymes galore. Take y'all back to the era of the dinosaurs. Yeah, every time that I'm rhyming, y'all know that I stay in alignment. These rappers, they got me all crossed, but I be shining just like your diamonds. Yeah, I got what y'all need. Over the track, I'm about to bleed. In the game, I'm about to succeed. I be pulling up with big beads. Yeah, big necklace flooded, I'll believe that. H-Mac, quick to get you high like a weed sack. Y'all know when I spit, I stay in control. I respect the Jordan jersey, but don't spit no bowl. Yeah, H-Mac, y'all know I be helping you focus. No BS, we not allowing no bullshit. And when I be coming right off in the mental, you know I come through with a bomb verse. I just popped up on the corner out out here in New Orleans and make me a concert. Yeah, y'all know this microphone without Detroit. If y'all fucking with the music, make some goddamn noise.
Look at the fucking crowd, man. My lord. Okay, now for the moment we've all been waiting for, our special interrupt guest that I have not informed anything. I haven't told them anything what they're getting themselves into. Just gonna be a little guest spot. I wanted to include them because they've pushed me to do this podcast for 5 fucking years. So welcome to the show. I wanted to have my parents on while Kingsley is on because we all go way back. I've been knowing Kingsley since fucking 6th grade, and he's been over to my house. Like, my house was the spot. Yeah. Like, you came over, and then we just played zombies. Like, hours and hours. Not even talking to each other. Hours and hours. And then whenever we die, we'll just, like, say something, go to the fridge.
Yeah, yo, you hungry?
Yeah. And then come back, and then repeat. Rinse and repeat.
The zebra cakes.
The zebra cakes, right. And I just wanted to pop them in, show my appreciation, and I have one question that I wanted to leave my audience with that will be coming from them. So, if y'all don't mind, my mom, my stepdad, if y'all can enter. There will be an audience soundboard is going on right now that you can't hear. Welcome to the show. It's been, your camera is that phone. That's good. Welcome to the show, my stepdad, Mr. Brett, my mom, a.k.a. Holly. I wanted to have all of them on with Kingsley because I just wanted to say a few things and ask them a question. How weird is it sitting down in the studio? Weird. I appreciate y'all coming on, and I just wanted to say a few things. Welcome to the show. To my parents that have endured the countless yelling, the countless hours spent making this project into a reality, because I mentioned earlier on the podcast, I started this whenever COVID happened, and I just didn't really have a creative outlet. I was doing music, but it just really wasn't enough, and I was stuck with all this time and just not doing anything. I'm like, I can't just not do shit. I have to make things. I have to create things, you know. They've been behind me since day one. I've really noticed. They've been following me and liking me, liking my content. See, I'm about to fucking cry again. That bourbon was a very bad idea. Cried about the comics. I'm about to cry again. Ugh. I'm not trying to. They've been behind me since day one. Hold on.
You want me to start telling some deep secrets?
No. I think we're good.
Come on,
they've been behind me since day one, and they've really helped me, really gave me that extra push that helps me continue on day by day and just creating this, because this is like, it's like my journal. Like how my dad had a journal, I have this as my own thing. I didn't mean to cry. But I really appreciate y'all.
At least you're doing this, and where we can see it and understand it. Your dad's journals, you couldn't read because his handwriting was only for one person to read.
Yeah, and you can see all the dangerous shit that me and JP go. And
don't throw me into that.
They see the post-production. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, that was not just for the camera. Those were actual tears. Check back with you in a little bit. They gave me that extra push, make the next episode, even though I'm so tired of hearing my own voice and recording and editing. I mean, it sounds kind of bad coming from the creator, but I'm editing my own voice. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. And they make it a little bit more bearable. You know, I put it out, and people that I love like my stuff, and that feels really good. So I wanted to ask my parents just one question for each of y'all. One thing I wanted each of y'all to leave my audience with is one piece of sound advice that has consistently helped you throughout the many stages in your life. Like, not something that just you thought of yesterday, something that you've been hanging on to, and like a phrase or something that is just you've thought about and you're like, oh, you know what? I just wanted y'all to leave our audience with any type of advice.
Okay, I'm going to give you one tip.
What? Yes, one tip.
One tip in this world. It's taken me much longer to realize this than probably most people. Be true to yourself. Always be who you are. Never pretend to be anyone else. Doesn't matter if this person likes you, this person like you. I'm going to be the way I am right now with you guys, as I am with my work people, as I am with my family. I'm Holly. You either like it or you don't. And if you don't, oh well. It's not my problem. And you may lose friends that way, but be true to yourself. That's all I got to say.
The real people seem like they always come through at the end. What I was talking about with Kingsley.
That wasn't something that it's taken years to learn that and realize that. And when you go through big events in your life, big traumatic events in your life, you realize who's on your side and who's not. You realize it's important to spend time with people today that you like and you love. Don't waste your time on a bunch of BS and a bunch of negativity. Because guess what? Oh, sorry.
I did not mean to cut you.
But guess what? If you waste your time today on negativity and people that you don't like, if you're gone tomorrow, you've wasted your time. Don't waste your time. You might not be here tomorrow. So enjoy today.
Very true.
And be with the people you love and you love being around today.
That's good.
Very deep. Love it.
Very deep. Thank you.
Now for Mr. Brett. Leave our audience with one piece of sound advice.
With the mic.
Can I
Don't touch it.
Well, you were like,
Let's see. I don't know if I could put it into one.
that's fine. Do two.
One thing I can say is always go forward. Everybody has a past, and you can't change it, but you can change your future. So go forward. Don't quit, and love what you do. Those are the most important things. Also, have your great friends and your support system. Without it, nobody can get through life by themselves. I wouldn't be anything without my family, and I wouldn't be anything without my friends and the people that I have around to support me. It's always very important, and have those people that you know will be there for you 24/7, no matter what.
Amazing.
And you know you can call 24/7 because your mother will probably be asleep, and you'd have to call my phone to get a hold of her.
My phone's muted.
And the other thing is what I said last weekend at your grandfather's thing, which is he gave great advice, and to just cross the bridge when you come to it. Because life is short. You can't worry about every single little bitty thing, and you can't control every little single thing. So when you get to a situation or a problem, approach it then. That's getting to the bridge, then crossing it. Because if you worry about it 10 miles, whereas 10 miles down the road, it's not going to do you any good, and you're stressing out about stuff that you don't need to stress at. Come to that bridge, cross it then. You can't change anything, just cross it. It'll save you a lot of stress in your life.
All that other stuff will eat you alive.
Approach everything I do in life with that mentality.
But yeah, thank y'all for coming on. This is the 5-year anniversary of the Broke Knock Life podcast, the 100th episode, technically the 130th episode, but we won't explain that. Hope y'all enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that, share everything. 5 stars, 6 stars, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you very much, and that is the end. Peace out.
Woo, peace out.
Welcome to our first guest in a very long time. And what better time than our 5-year anniversary 100th episode special. Oh, I've been following his stuff for quite some time. Really admire the passion exuding from his website and every clip I see on social media. Okay, it's just every time I just put it up, and like all the time lapses of you doing stuff. It's very satisfying. I don't know if you know.
Thank you. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, I know it takes a long ass time to make those time lapses. It's not just a few seconds in the video like we all see. Welcome to the show, Mr. Daniel Barousse of Barousse Works. Hey
Guys.
We'll have some
Thanks for having
clapping in
me,
the background.
Chris, JP. I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
This whole goal of this podcast, it's kind of shifted over the years, and I've wanted to really gear towards boasting like the many flavors that Louisiana has to offer, because we have so many things, so many cool things that people do and are just creating in their life, whether it be my brother going to a different band, going to local performances and showing out like that, to you making recycled art and saving the fucking forest, pardon my French, and just all of these cool things. Like, I mean, we have the best food. We talked about this in a recent episode. We were talking about differences between UK food and Louisiana food. It's just, dude, bottom line.
It's a bland versus seasoned.
Yeah, I mean, dude, bottom line, you're not going to
Basically.
go to UK and then find a gas station with a daiquiri shop connected to it and the best food that you've ever had in the gas station.
True, but you probably also won't find the murder capital of the world.
Hey,
in the
we
UK.
won't talk
So
about that.
it's like,
We won't talk about
we
that.
could take gas station food with most of our citizens being poor and violence being at an all-time high, but you know, our
seafood.
chicken slaps.
Right. That's the silver lining, I guess, if that can be a silver lining.
Something.
Little known fact: back in the Gap, Daniel and my brother and all of these people constantly lived at Ruckus, the skate park, the local skate park, and I see that you're still shredding like to this day. How are
Yeah,
you
I
like
tried to.
stretching? Or are you like exercising every day to be able to
Oh,
do
yeah.
all the jumps that you're
Yeah.
like the gaps that you're able to gap?
It's kind of crazy. My love for skateboarding makes me do a bunch of stuff that I really hate doing. Like, I hate working out.
Hmm.
I hate doing the cold plunge. I hate eating right. I'd rather eat junk and, you know, like sugar.
Right.
But my love for skateboarding has kind of trumped everything. So I'm thankful. It's kind of like turned me into like a little athlete in a way. I'm in the gym like more days than I'm not, and have been for like 3.5 years. Every single time I go to the gym, I do yoga, weightlifting, sauna, and cold plunge. I've never missed on any of those. So I'm like very consistent with that. And then
That's
I eat
dedication.
well. I don't drink alcohol, or like very seldomly might have like a glass of wine or a shot of sake over sushi. But I pretty much am just like focused on, because dude, it hurts. It might
Right.
look like it doesn't hurt, but like, do not get it twisted. It is so much work and so much pain that I have to push through to be able to skate. And I do, but like the way to mitigate pain is to just be like as healthy as possible. So that keeps me in the gym, that keeps me eating right, kind of keeps my focus like straight and narrow, if you will.
Yeah, it forces you to be healthy because you love what
Yeah,
you
it
do
really
so
does.
much.
It's the truth. Like, I would way rather just kind of like be able to pile out and still skate. Not that I would want to do that. I'm just saying it'd be a lot
Yeah.
easier, dude. Like,
Right.
I would definitely want to eat the Taco Bell. Like, I want to go get the king cake from Keller's, dude. Like, I want to eat the Mesh's donuts. I want to eat the boudin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
love all that stuff, but I'm like, the thing that stops me from like getting that donut, or like maybe like just staying up too late, because that's just as bad, as just
Yes, it
like, all right,
is.
I want to skate tomorrow, man. Like, I really want to like skate tomorrow. And a lot of times that's like, all right, I got to get this project done so I can make this money, so I could go, so I can like not stress on things and go skate. You know, so it
Right.
like keeps me, it even keeps me like motivated in a professional sense as well. You know,
That's
so
such an anchor, it seems
um,
like.
it is. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I've experienced life without it when I was like hurt for years, dude, and didn't think I could ever skate again. And I had to learn how to be myself without skateboarding. But I find it's really way easier for me to be me with skateboarding, like at every single involved in every single part of my life. And somehow I've like figured out a way to make it so like
I mean, it seems like you
skateboarding is
got a
just like
pretty rigid
bleeding out of
routine.
every part of my life.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's that I mean, it shows in the work that you put out. It shows. Like,
That's sick. I hope it does. That's super cool to hear. Thanks for saying that.
yeah, I mean, I really don't think that you would be able to create the things as good as they look if you didn't have that such deep-rooted passion and something that you're involved in. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go and work at some job that you have no passion in and expect to just pump out the best product. I mean,
Yeah, it's some people can. I've seen some people who like despise what they do and absolutely do incredible work. But I will say
I
it's
just
much
feel empty,
easier.
man.
It's much easier, and it gives it a much different feel at the end result whenever somebody is truly in love with what they're doing. And
Yes.
and that's cool that it translates to somebody like you. I appreciate that. I never know, I hear it, but like I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I see a piece and it might represent like, really each piece represents me like pushing through a part of my life and like, ignoring the negative things that may come my way and just focusing on creation. But like when I see the finished piece, I'm like, damn, I hate that this miter is slightly imperfect. Like I don't even
You're
look at it
looking
like
at
that. Like I look at it as like all the imperfections and like, but it really does like represent more, but I'm just like really hard on myself as far as looking at my own work. I'm always just like pick it apart and the things that like maybe an onlooker may never ever see. I'm like, I was there, like being a nerd, like focused
right.
on every little thing.
I remember
So
whenever this thing chipped and I noticed it throughout the entire process, and I will think about that for days and days. I kind of
yeah, but another person would probably never see it.
right, and I guarantee you they won't.
What I was saying is like you can't lose focus because stuff like that happens more often than not. Like if not, so it makes you like present, dude. It really makes you like focus, present, and be in the moment. And to me, that's when life's magic happens. Like,
It is
when you just
no
that's when
distractions
life's
and you're
magic
zoned
happens.
in on one specific thing that you love
Yeah,
to do, and you just
yeah,
expand on that.
fact.
Right.
I
So,
think anytime you're living present, it's the
yes,
right way to be.
that's very true, very true. Because with all this podcasting stuff, I do my own editing and social media, and it gets draining, man. Posting day
Oh,
in and
it's a lot of
day
effort,
out,
dude.
day in and day out. There's some days where I just don't want to talk to anybody, bro. Like I just turn my phone
I
off,
feel you.
and I'm just like, I'm out.
I can confirm that.
Yeah,
That's when I go. The I get like that often, Chris. Like often, dude. I get like drained where I'm like, all right, because especially when times are hard, man. Like when business gets tough and like cash flow gets like restricted, um, and you have to like go to work without the reward of like getting past that, and you just
yeah,
feel like you're just like spinning your wheels, which I've done before. Um, it gets really hard, and like it's like that in conjunction with like I post content for a living, dude. I have to post, and I
right. You
reach
have to do
any
it.
given month anywhere from like 1 to 30 million accounts, like, and
That's
I have to
insane,
reach
man.
that many to sell such a niche product in a way that I can afford to make a living and like run a business. But man, there are times when like cash flow gets restricted, my engagement slacks.
Right,
Um, I might not like be at the cusp of finishing a project, but like, all right, I have to make real progress in this before I can like get beyond this,
right.
and then sometimes all of that happens when I might be injured and I can't skate, so I can't just like blow off steam. It's like it really it's like it
It pins you
forces
against the
you to
wall,
just
man.
it does, but it's a beautiful thing. Like it's like it's I love it. I actually
Exactly.
love
You
that.
say you
Like
find out what you're made of whenever you're pinned against the wall like that. Your
yeah,
true
dude, you
colors
put your
really
back in a
show.
corner, man, you make it sink or swim. Like dude, most of the time you're gonna swim, dude. I don't care who
Right,
you are. You know what I mean? Like humans want to survive and they want to thrive, and a lot of times it's just comfort and like hard decisions that stop people from really thriving.
right.
And
That
I
is
find that this is like this doesn't allow that to happen. Just the nature of what it is, like things take so much time. Even the smallest item takes so much effort, so much time, so much focus, and it's just I don't know. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing. It definitely comes with its challenges, though, for sure.
the blood, sweat, and tears. I mentioned how I wanted to like boast all the talent in Louisiana, blah blah blah, and
There's a lot, man.
it's
There's a lot that comes from here.
it's it's overwhelming. It really is. There's so many talented people here, and there's so many people that need like not need, but
Platform.
like they just I mean need a platform, but I don't really want to use need because like I just want to showcase. I just want to show people what we got. And we have so many beautiful things coming out of here. Like you utilizing the scrap broken skateboards, like recycling all of that, saving our forests, creating such quality things in the process. And like I said, I read a little bit on your website, like your bio, and the lineage of the carpentry, like from your family, like being passed down
Yeah.
generation to generation.
That-
You like accumulating all of that knowledge and putting it in, like you started skateboarding and then you put your knowledge from that into doing two things that you love. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I
was a
really think
sup-
it really seems
No,
like
it's
you enjoy what you do.
I
And that's a
do.
very hard thing to come across.
The lineage thing was just like, I don't know. I feel like it's random, but it's not, you know. Like I have, so for the listeners, what Chris is talking about is I'm a fifth generation woodworker.
That's
So like my
insane, man.
great great grandfather was a woodworker in New Orleans, and I had never planned to be a woodworker. I never had like plans to like. I was a sales rep for Volcom for years. You know, like I wanted to be in the skateboarding industry, and I was. I did it for like 7 years and traveled the country, and I lived a really rad life. And I just got to a point where I was like, man, I don't think I want to do this forever. Like I
Right.
thought I did, but once I got into it, and you kind of see like behind the curtain of Wizard of Oz, you see how things work, and you see what goes on behind like the what as a skateboarding kid, what you digest is like the consumer marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you see what goes on behind that, and you see how things really are, you're like, well, I still love skateboarding, and I love the skateboarding industry. I just think I was like, I don't think I want to do exactly what I'm doing forever.
Seems like
And
you have to have a pretty prominent team surrounding you to really do everything it takes to elevate your marketing to the next level. Because I feel like most skateboarders just want to skate and just do
yeah,
it.
I think a lot of you don't need, I mean, a team definitely helps, man. And having good people around me has like gotten me in part to where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, though, like I don't think you necessarily need a team to create a marketing thing. Like I've seen individuals, and it to be honest, like the thing that really like put me in a place to like where you're even seeing me and wanting me on the show was just like being disciplined and diligent with content. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, dude, I want to be able to reach millions of people. You know what I mean? I want to be able to so that I can facilitate enough sales to be able to do what I want. And what I want to do is exactly what I'm doing, like
Yeah,
on every
it's
level.
you're like putting
So,
back into your own passion to do your own passion
yeah,
more.
but like you could do like everything that I did from this thing, dude.
Right.
Like you don't, you know what I mean? Like you don't need like it's not this like really what like did it for me was just like waking up every single day for like 2 years and being super consistent 6 days a week, 6 days a week. I don't think I missed. I did 6 days a week for like 2 years straight without missing.
That
Like
is
within like
crazy
30
dedication.
minutes of posting, and you can go back and like check me on that. I might have missed a couple times, but dude, it was like really,
Right
I
here, we're
was
gonna have
really
a
disciplined.
graph on everything that he has on his Instagram post. We're gonna check him right now.
Yeah, use AI.
Right, I could just
Um,
AI generate a
yeah,
transcript of your Instagram feed, and then
yeah, but definitely having good people around me is like I'm farther along than I would be by myself. I just don't think you necessarily need a whole team to get started and get going. Because, dude, anybody could do this. Like literally anybody could do. I take trash, bro, and make art. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean?
Right,
It's not it's not rocket science. And somebody, my girlfriend, she dances in the bathroom, dude. She reaches
right.
like 10 times as many people as I do.
I follow her
So,
on
and that's just
TikTok. After I
she's
followed you, I
her
followed her.
content's
I'm like,
funny.
whoa, y'all are
Yeah,
wow, that's
her
crazy.
content's really funny, dude. But
It's
we
great.
both are like creating content and have different niches and different like target audiences, but it's the same concept, And I think
Mm-hmm.
like I tell people this all the time because it's like, let's do an exercise with JP. JP, how many people out of the 9 billion people on planet Earth are exactly like you, bro? Like, I mean, exactly like you. How many?
None, dude.
I would say none.
None, right? Zero. And it's the same thing with you, Chris, the same thing with me. All right, now let's do another exercise. Like, JP, tell me something that you're into, like something you might nerd out on.
Mm.
There's a few of those. Books.
Just books, okay. What type of book?
Oh, dude, I read a lot. I'm currently reading 3
Read a
books,
lot.
so I'm just into
That's
books.
dope. That's sick. That's admirable, man. So
That is.
let's you get more specific and you're like, yo, I focus on self-help books with entrepreneurs. Maybe that's not your shit, but I'm just using that as an example. If you pick that one little niche out of 9 billion people just based on math and statistics, at minimum, there's about 10 million people who would resonate with that.
Mm.
And that's 10 million people isn't even 1%.
Yeah.
That's not even 1%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like, think about this. If you had 1 million followers, do you think you could make money talking about your passion?
probably
Whatever it
so.
is?
Probably so.
Definitely so. 100,000% so. Because there's something that you can monetize there, whether it's working with a book company or working with a clothing company that likes your look and whatever, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like selling food that helps you focus, or like drinking something like this that's like a lion's mane cordyceps thing that helps you like focus on reading. There's a million different things, ways that you can make money. So it's just like, all right, that's a perfect example. So what I tell people is, I'm like, first, what makes you you, man? Like, what is you? For
Hmm.
me, it was like, this was me, skateboarding, like my love for skateboarding and like my ability to just like create things IRL from like in my head.
Yeah.
That was like kind of one of the things that made me me. You figure out what makes you you, and you go, okay, dude, like if you had $1 billion, like if you had all the resources in the world and never had to worry about money, how would you spend your day? What would your day look like? How would you, like, literally when you wake up, are you going to the gym? Are you eating? Are you like, you going to play soccer? Are you going to go run? You want to sit down and read a book in a nook and like take bong rips for 4 hours with coffee? Like, that's just dope.
Well,
Whatever it is, dude, whatever it is that you want to do, you figure out, okay, this is how I want to spend my time. And then it's crazy, because then from there, you can just start creating content, dude. You
right.
literally just start creating content, and eventually, 100% of the time, eventually, or this way,
Hmm.
something pops. Something pops, dude. And then once you gain a following out of people who are resonating with that piece of you, the more you show you, the more you differentiate yourself from everybody in the world. And then, like, I say it all the time. I'm like, dude, I created a lane with no traffic, so I'm just hitting the gas.
Autobahn
Like,
style, bro.
I didn't get on an interstate with a bunch of cars. And I'm like, all right, dude, we're all gonna be lawyers. Let's get on I-10 and go east.
Yeah.
Or we're all gonna be doctors. Let's get on I-20 and go west. I'm like, no, dude, like I'm just like building my own road, and like I don't have to worry about traffic because I'm not competing with anybody. There's other people who make stuff out of recycled skateboards, but there's nobody who does everything that I do in the way that I do it.
Not that I've
And I
not.
try to just show that on content, and like, dude, every single person on planet Earth can do that, because every single person on planet Earth is wildly unique and
Right.
totally different. But at the same time, every single person on planet Earth has things that they love and that they resonate with, that tens of millions of others would resonate with too, and want to support them. Like, want to support them in a way that allows them to make a living and continue doing that thing that makes them unique. Like,
That's
every single person, dude. It's not so like, anyway,
well, and
that's,
it goes
I
back
don't
to
know.
the original point that you made. Is you asked him the question, who is like you? Who has the
No
same
one.
characteristics as you? Who wakes up in the morning like you do? Nobody. Nobody. So finding that, I mean, that's a great.
There might be somebody who like wakes up like you, and maybe
Hmm.
they don't live lunch after you, but they'll resonate with that morning aspect of you.
Yeah.
I find
Yeah.
that with content, it's beautiful, because I look at content like, I don't look at people, and I hear it all the time, because people don't know how I think and don't know like what I'm moving, but they're like, I see some people think that I'm like doing things for attention, and I'm like, I
That's so.
am, but it's not attention for me. It's like attention as a brand that I'm able to build and create income with, and then I just do what the fuck I want to do. And what I want to do is exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it just
Right.
continues.
They just need to
Like,
walk outside and just take a walk. I mean, that's just really a stupid way to look at things. It
well,
really
it's
is.
it's okay. Like, I get it. It's like, if you're not
At a
thinking
very
like
surface
that,
level, yeah.
all right, dude, I'm just gonna like build up my brand, increase my income, therefore increase my freedom, and further do what the fuck I want to do. And like, exactly what I want to do is like what I do every single day. Because I asked myself this question. I was on a
Hmm.
long bike ride from Denver to Austin, deciding what I wanted to do with my
That's
life
insane.
after I'd been laid off from that rep job.
Yeah.
And it took me 12 days. I biked 1,000 miles by myself. And every single day I thought about, what am I going to do with my life? And I literally said, all right, dude, if you had $1 billion, what would your day look like?
Mm.
What would you want your day to look like? And I started going down the list. I'm like, dude, I'd be healthy as shit. I'd be able to skate whenever I want. I'd take skate trips whenever I want. I was like, I think I would just want to make like cool things for my friends and my family out of wood. And I was like, I'd ride my bike a bunch. I was like, I'd be in a stable, happy relationship with a great woman. And
I mean, it seems like you're checking all those boxes right now, man.
dude, every single box got checked, bro. Like literally
Yeah.
every one. Like every single box. Like I designed my life, dude, and it was
Yeah.
from a basic, simple question that everybody should ask themselves, and I feel like everybody would benefit from like doing this thought exercise. Like, yo, dude, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you had an unlimited amount of money? Like, yeah, if you have $1 billion in your checking account, you can't you have an unlimited amount, dude, and like you know what I mean, you can just go do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay, well then what does your life look like now? Like what do you do every day? How's your morning look? How's your mid morning look? How's your afternoon look? What's your day look like at 5 p.m.? How about 9 p.m.? And then I firmly believe in like everything's frequency, everything's vibratory. And if you align yourself with the frequency backwards, then your life can't help but become that.
Right.
So that's what I did. That's 100% what I did. I was like, you know what, dude? I would be an artist. I'd be in full-time creation mode. I would own every aspect of my life. And I started making those check boxes while I'm biking through West Texas in like the middle of July. Hard as shit, dude. I was doing 100 plus miles a day some days. And I'm just thinking like for hours, dude. And time moves differently when you're like struggling for every moment. You know what I mean? It just moves differently.
I can imagine,
Like
man.
that 12-day period is like a chapter of my life. You know what I mean? Whereas like the last 12 days are just whatever, 12 days of my life. I'll forget about it.
Right.
You know? But I just thought about it. I'm like, man, this is what I want it to look like. And in time, like I don't know how. I have like things I'm working on, but I'll probably be a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire. I say probably like it's a certainty, bro.
It is.
Like I know
You
where
heard
I'm
it here
going.
first.
I know
Or
exactly
second or
where I'm
third.
going. I know exactly where I'm going. I kind of know how I'm getting there, but I'm like on this path now that it's not like I don't know. I say this, but like anybody could do this on any level with whatever they want to do.
They
This is
just have to
nothing
have a
like
side of
that crazy.
dedication.
It's definitely takes some dedication, some real discipline, and not without a lot of challenges, no matter what you do. But
Right.
that's life, dude. That's gonna happen regardless. Even if you're hating what you're doing, you're still gonna get those shit days. Even if you love what you do, you're still gonna get those shit days. Like everything, it's gonna happen regardless. So it's like, wouldn't you rather just like work towards that?
Right.
I don't know. That's how I've always thought. But I was a it was only a few years ago, and it sounds so stupid when I realized I was like, and this sounds so dumb, but I really was like 33 before I was like, damn, dude, not everybody thinks like me. So stupid. But I was like, yeah, dude, everybody thinks just like me. And it really took me like most of my life to realize, and I'm a quick learner with certain things, certain things I'm painfully slow, and that was one of the things. And the beauty of that was it made me realize more and more. I'm like, whoa, dude, like nobody's just like me. All right, so how do I like show me? How do I just show me in my stuff and just like, you know, captivate the right people, the right audience who gets it, and you two are perfect examples, dude.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
mean,
even
you
know
came
it,
up
like,
with that
but you guys are like
billion-dollar
people, you
Yeah.
didn't look at me and go, oh, fuck this dude. This dude's lame and corny and cheesy, which like, so, that happens sometimes. You're like, oh shit, I fuck with this. Like, I get this. I resonate with this,
That would be such a
So
horrible way to like formally meet you for the first time on my show if like I just hated you and I just invited you
that
on.
would be funny. That would be real funny, dude, if somebody did that. They're like, yeah, we'd love to have you on the show, and just immediately just started like just bombing
Yeah, I'm
me
just
or
like,
something. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
like talking to JP, like talking shit while you're talking. Like that would just be horrible. And then
I would leave. I would leave
I
the
hope you
show,
would.
but like I would entertain it for a moment, and
Yeah, people talking
yeah, that's
shit
funny.
literally right in front of your face on a Discord call. That is insanity. that dude needs to go.
I mean, I'd have
take
to
a walk.
respect it a little bit. I'm like, well, shit. At least they're like up front and not just behind a keyboard or something.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
for
wanted
sure.
to ask a few questions regarding
Yeah.
your projects. So I have my favorite of your piece in mind. I went through your website and I just think it looks the coolest. I didn't look at any other thing besides like, oh, this looks dope as hell. So I have one in mind, but I wanted to ask, what is your favorite project? The project that you were the most happy from the outcome of That's basically what the question was. Me trying to combine that in real time was insane.
I feel like I'm with each new piece, I'm more and more satisfied than the last one because I learn and get better.
That's
You
amazing.
know, like I'm more satisfied with like my last kickflip than the 110 before that because it's like, okay, I got better. I got a little better of a flip, caught it higher, landed more confidently, can do it a little faster.
Hmm.
But looking back, I think like one of my favorite pieces,
This one that's
I
the
made my cut,
coolest.
dude. I made my cousin this really awesome coffee table, and it wasn't even like there was actually some mistakes that are visible in the end result, but I just remember that's whenever I started taking my time.
Mm.
And my
After that?
grandfather's words were like in my ears during that whole piece because I was
Mm.
like, I had gotten to a point where I was like, all right, dude, I'm not completely broke. My bills are paid. Now I just gotta like focus and produce the best piece that I can.
Mm.
And the whole time I was creating that piece, I was like, my grandfather's words were like, take your time. Like I remember him just like hearing that, dude, over and over. And it just made me like, dude, I did. And the way I took my time was I just appreciated what I was doing. It's not even, you won't even see the piece on my website. I didn't create any content with it because it was before I really started getting serious about content. There's like a few pictures out there, but I remember just being like, okay, I just turned a corner as an artist.
Mm.
I just turned a corner as an
That's
artist with
awesome.
not even like my work, but just the way I approached my work. And now that's how I like some clients do will wait 8, 9 months for a piece. And
Mm.
I'm just like, yo, I'm taking my time. Like I'm gonna take my time and dude, sometimes mistakes still happen, which sucks, you know what I mean? And like I try to make everything right, dude, and but I find that way less mistakes happen and I enjoy my life so much more and the pieces come out showing that whenever I just take my time, dude.
Yeah.
So that piece is one that stands out. One that stands out as far as just like, dude, I can't believe I did that and the way that I did it. It's like so crazy was the love sculpture for Ruckus.
Yeah.
It's like a
I s-
6.5 foot sculpture that's on the floor at Ruckus Skate
yeah. I'm
Shop
gonna
in
put a
Baton
picture
Rouge,
of it right
Louisiana.
here, or right there, or up there, or down there, wherever.
Yeah, that thing is like that was crazy.
How
The
long did
way I
that
did
take
it
you,
looking
dude?
back now, it took me like 9 months, dude.
Jesus,
7 months, something like crazy. And I lost my ass on it kind of, but it came back to me in many ways. So it was just like a good experience, a good learning experience. And like I just look back and I'm like, I can't believe I did it the way that I did it. I would do it in a way that it would take me like a quarter of the
Ah,
time and
I
it'd
see
come
what you're
out 10
saying.
times better. And but you gotta
But you had
like
to experience that to be able to
yeah,
think
dude,
in
you gotta
retrospect.
fall 100 times trying to learn how to ollie before you land one. You
Right.
have to. And that's just like, all right, I didn't fall, but that was like my one of the sketchy ollies that I first learned. And
Still
then
landed it
now it's
though.
like,
Still
oh,
landed.
dude,
W's a W.
yeah, still landed. It still rolled. I was a Baker maker, but still rolled away. So like that one was cool, man. I think those two, and it just represented too, like both of those two were just like challenging times in my life that I was like just pushing through things.
Hmm.
And yeah, I remember like I still do it, but I was like in those two pieces specifically, there's like hidden messages of positivity and all the glue ups and like all the joinery that nobody knows about except for me.
That's
Like I
amazing,
would
dude.
I would take a skateboard and write like don't ever quit and then cut that shit up and then glue it together in ways and like nobody knows it's there, but I do. And to me
Yeah.
that's part of the magic that makes my pieces what they are. If I don't even think my clients are like aware of that, honestly, but it's like
It's better that way.
I do it. Yeah, I do it, and
It's
then
like a
like
Banksy element.
that was the last both of those pieces had skateboards of my own that I skated and I mixed in there.
Dude,
Now I've been like
that's special.
saving all my own skated boards for the last couple years for whatever my new shop has done. That's the very first thing I'm gonna make is something for my lady and I out of all my skateboards.
That's
I'm gonna
awesome,
make
dude.
something really cool for our house that like I don't know, just or maybe for my mom and dad. I might make them a table or something that I don't know, something for us or something for like somebody that I love as much as us.
Yeah.
Which is only like a handful of my people in the world.
I feel like it's so special that you have your actual skateboards in there too. I feel like that is a great
they're in a lot of my
part.
pieces. I don't even tell my clients to. Like, there's so many things that are like, so it's like, I need to get better at including my clients on parts of the process and the things that make their pieces special. And
Mm-hmm.
because I think they would appreciate that. It's just part of like kind of almost being at capacity with like, all right, dude, every day I got to create content. Every day I got to like make something. I got to schedule me and Leo. I got to go to the gym. I got to go skate. Got to, be a good boyfriend, be a good housemate to my lady,
Mm-hmm.
make sure my house is maintained. For products, I got to take all the product shots, edit all the product shots, create all the website listings, make sure everything works on the back end with international shipping, create all the content, upload all the content, try to respond to emails, try to keep up relationships with all the skate shops that I work with, keep orders coming in of skateboards, make sure that all the skateboards are prepped, make sure that we have sharp blades for the milling, make sure that all the tool companies that I work with are being tagged. Like, dude, it's so much. And then
Kudos.
like I'll make sure I go skate, make sure I'm filming, make sure I'm posting, make sure, like I'm home in time for bath time with my lady's little one, make sure he's like
Yeah.
gets a, like all that stuff. And it's a lot, dude, but like I love it, dude.
Yeah, that was more than 10. That was more than your fingers could take.
Yeah, dude, no, it's like it's crazy if people actually understood the and so I think it would be better for me to like include. It's just like I said, I'm at capacity. Like I'm like, oh man, I gotta figure out how to do that within my content. Actually, this is making me realize, like, you know what, I need to tell these stories, not just showing the process, but when I'm creating content, letting people know, like, oh man, you see this piece right here, this would have been done like 3 weeks earlier, but like I made a mistake, this is the mistake that I made. I learned from that. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes so you don't make the same one, and then kind of
Right.
connect people to what I'm doing a little more. And it'll probably make the client appreciate it, because
That would be
I
a
didn't
very
tell the
welcome
client.
avenue of
I
content.
didn't tell the client that, hey, I like broke your piece, so I remade the legs.
Yeah.
They'll never know. Like I just decided, I was like, I fixed it, and I was like, dude, you're gonna be able to see this on a level. I cannot turn this into the client. They've been waiting for 5 months. I'm gonna redo this and just push my timeline back by a week or two. I didn't tell them that. I just like went with it and just fixed it and made sure that the end product is going to be something that I'm proud to put my name on, and know that the client will love.
Yeah.
But I think that they would love it more if they knew that, hey, dude, you took the extra time and pushed other projects back by 2 weeks to focus on mine to make sure it was like aces.
I would appreciate that. Like if I was ordering from you and then you included something like that in your story, I'll be like, "Oh, damn. That is cool as hell."
Yeah, I should be better about it, but
I mean, bro,
I will.
You got more than 10 things you're doing every day. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, way more. Way more. Almost anyone who's an entrepreneur, man, like on some level, their day is probably similar.
Mm-hmm.
Just different activities.
It's a grind, man.
Dude, I didn't realize until I started dating my lady now. We've been together for about 2 years. Just like I guess I knew, but seeing it firsthand in your day-to-day life, the level of attentiveness that being a parent takes is kind of wild. Because a lot of people are entrepreneur and they do all the things that I just named, and they're a full-time parent.
That's a different level, dude.
Different
That
level.
really is.
It's like I'm like, damn, okay. I think something changes in you when you have a child, man, that just allows you to take on more physiological and mental stress without being depleted. If that makes any sense. I just think like
it does in a sense. Obviously, I mean, I don't know.
Something
firsthand,
switches
but
where it's like, whereas before, if I would have done all this stuff, I would need 8 hours of sleep. Now I could do all this stuff and I'd be fine on 6 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true. It seems like it, man. Because
I feel like you're hitting it pretty right on the head.
Seems like that. I feel like moms are just like fucking superhumans, dude.
They are.
Like good moms, dude, are superhumans. Especially like, I don't know, watching my lady do her thing is impressive, man.
I remember watching
she's like
behind
clockwork.
the scenes video, like just talking about her videos and stuff, like the amount of cuts and the amount of effort it takes to do what she does. Oh my God, man. Like,
yeah, she puts a lot
craft.
into those videos.
That is a craft.
She's really good at it. It's what whenever I saw it, I was like, oh, this is like I could do this, and I was like, I'm gonna jokingly make a video, and I tried to make it, and I was like, I have no this the way she's editing this is actually cracked. It's
Yeah,
actually really gnarly.
it's pretty incredible because like every word that she's lip syncing has its own story in a way. Like every cut is just its own thing, and it makes into a perfect video. I really enjoy both of y'all's content. It's fantastic. Very
Yeah,
completely different.
thanks, man.
Completely on both sides of the spectrum, but it's
Definitely.
great
Yeah, hers
nonetheless.
is like fun. Hers is fun and less nerdy. Mine's pretty nerdy.
Yeah, but you make really cool shit though. But
Thanks,
speaking
dude.
of cool shit, I had one of I asked you your two favorite pieces, and I was just scrolling through, and I wanted to decide really quick what mine was. And dude, I could not take my
Is
eyes.
it Snoopy?
No, no, no. Well, that caught my attention first, but then I looked through like all of your pages, and I'm a sucker
Okay.
for coffee tables. I love that walnut bean table. That shit just
Oh,
looks
really?
so, yeah, I love it. I
Dang,
love the
dude,
way
I
it
gave
looks.
that one to a really close friend of mine as a wedding gift.
That's awesome, dude. Best wedding gift of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah,
Amazing.
dude, I gave that one. I really like that table too. That was the first bean table that I made. I thought it was so cool.
Really?
I love that one, dude. I remember I did a dining table for a pro skateboarder, and I had some walnut left over from that piece.
Hmm.
And it was enough that I was like, you know what? I could probably make a like small coffee table. And it was so fun because like I made it out of walnut, and dude, skateboards take forever to make anything out of, and I made that piece in like a day and a half, which was so fun because I was
You're
like,
like,
oh,
damn.
sick, dude. I was like, I don't have to make my lumber and then mill it first, because normally I have to like collect the skateboards, prep the skateboards, glue them together, and then from there I have a raw log.
Hmm.
And then I can mill it into usable lumber, and then from there I can begin the very tedious handmade furniture process. Like normally people just begin with milled lumber and then start their furniture making process. I make the wood, which is
Right.
takes forever.
A
So
few
that
steps
piece, I was
before.
like, you know what, dude? I'm just gonna do a little bit like some recycled skateboard inlays, and I'll make the tops of the leg that are skateboards, and that'll be it. I was like, that way my heart and soul is still in it, but I'm not. I'm just gonna like shit this thing out, and it was like, yeah, a day and a half, dude. Banged it out. It was so fun to make.
Best
I
thing I've
did it
ever
like,
seen shit out on a website. A1.
yeah, I just
Five
did it
star.
like after hours because like me and Leo kind of have a schedule, and I went in to just like play around after hours in the evening, and
Mhm.
then again on a Saturday morning and just like finished it.
That's awesome, dude.
That's cool. It was really nice to just be able to
Oh,
like a
that's
Zorro.
sweet. Zorro. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
as Zorro, he's a sweetie.
Yeah, my cat is mine was a rescue, and he is, I don't know where he is. He's terrified of people. He was dropped off at like a dumpster at 2 weeks, and some lady
Oh,
found him, and he's just, if I make this, I'm not gonna clap really loud because he'll freak out. But if I make any type of movement, he gets into like stray cat mode, and then he goes finds a closet. But he's the
yeah.
sweetest cats. Cats are great, man. Cats are
I'm a
great
fan of
company.
all animals, but I definitely
Yes.
love cats. I love all animals though.
I wanted to end off with this. So do you have any ending projects, upcoming projects that you want to boast about or that you want to talk about? I know that you had the shipping container.
Sure.
Yes, and I saw the video that you had of the shipping container, and you said that you were shipping it internationally. And then I saw a
Hmm.
story this morning of the shipping container, and it said Costa Rica. So I want to
Hmm.
know what's going on with that, and if you can
Okay, so
explain what that shipping container is and what you're working
yeah.
with, because it's insane.
So for the last like year and a half, I've been working on building a wood shop inside of a shipping container.
Hmm.
Whole thing started from I was on a surf trip in Costa Rica, and I fell in love with surfing. And every day I would wake up, I'd go surf at 6:30, and then right after that I'd have breakfast, and then I'd go skate. And then the middle of the day, it was like waves are flat, way too hot to skate. And I found myself wishing, I'm like, damn, wish I could get in my shop right now. Wish I could just go create until like I could go do something fun.
Hmm.
And and then I started thinking, I was like, damn, how could I bring my work with me? Like, how could I move my work around with me to where I could do that? And I thought about the shipping container. And at the time, I was planning the Barousse Works Invitational, the first one.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, maybe next year I could do this and put the shipping container like a workshop inside of a shipping container and build the course around it, and kind of like tie the cost of the whole project into this event and create enough value for brands that they would pay for it. So
Dude,
that's what I
that's
started doing. And
that's insane, man.
I ended up like rolling it into this event. We shut down. I did the first event, it went really well. Fast forward a year later, did the second one. We built the container with like floor to ceiling glass that you could skate on, and then we built a skate course around it. Red Bull, Vans, a whole bunch of woodworking companies in my city helped me shut down the main street in our downtown. Created this course around it, and people. We had every shop that sends me boards. There was like 21 shops from all over the U.S. that we paid for their travel, and they came and they skated on this container. And I created a marketing wheel basically, and out of it, I was able to get this asset, which is, you can see it right there. That's my shipping container.
Yeah, I see it.
But I'm about to ship that to Costa Rica. That's going to be the first destination for 2 months, and I'm basically just going to create content and art on location, but beachfront. Like I'm like 90 feet from the waves where I'm staying. So if you look, there's some woodworkers who have more followers than me, and like they definitely, like, you can make more money per post, more people that you can hit that will buy your art if your following is, you know, way up there.
Mm-hmm.
But 100% of those woodworkers make their content inside of a wooden box. It's really not very inspiring and kind of boring. Even if it's like a really nice shop, it's still just like a fucking wooden box.
Right.
Nobody is like putting their wood shop like next to a beach or on the top of a cliff or next to a tree that's bigger than the shop, or like suspending it from a crane or something. Like I have all sorts of things that I'm working on.
The crane. I need to see the crane.
That's a project that I'm working with Travis Pastrana and his team.
What?
So I'll be staying there, creating content, and like just living my life, dude. I'm gonna surf, skate, and woodwork every day. That's all I want to do.
Is such a beautiful place. I went there in high school for like an educational tour, and I mean we went to, it was kind of borderline touristy local area. But I just remember the food, man. It's just how clean the food was every single morning.
Yeah, it's pretty much all farm to table.
Yeah. How
like
good I felt
they don't have any
day.
like processed food. Yeah, you feel it's one of the blue zones in the world. So like when you go there, man, you start to notice that like fast. Like within like 4 or 5 days, you're like, whoa, dude, I feel like really good, man. My skin feels like clearer, you know. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be there for 2 months, and that's like the first destination. But now that I have this asset, this container, like 2 times a year, I'm just gonna ship it to someplace kind of wild and create content that's not in a wooden box. It's still woodworking, but I'm not necessarily in a wooden box. I might be on the top of a cliff or near an ocean or whatever. So that's one thing I'm working on that I'm super stoked on. And then I just finished a really, really sick lounge chair. Very much like the previous one that I've made. That was in the middle of my event. But just like I did it better, and it's for Jason Momoa, who's like, I don't know if you know who Aquaman is, like the actor.
Yeah, we know who that is.
So like I made that piece for him, and I'm gonna go deliver it to him soon and create content around that.
I was about to say oh my god, that's awesome.
That's a project I'm like pretty stoked on, and I'm hoping that it brings like some publicity and a little bit of attention to the brand, and, you know, ideally some more clients. But
100%.
Those two are exciting. Working on that, and then there's a project that we're actively working on now that's like, it's going to be the craziest coffee table we've ever made. It's not design-wise, it's not like anything profound, but when you look at the detail and what goes into it to make it what it is, it's the most costly coffee table that we've done in a while. And we're like working through that. So those 3 things are like, the chair's done, the container's like getting ready to be shipped out, and the coffee table is like, we've got it glued up, we're working through it, you know. So all 3 of those things are kind of my focus right now.
You got your hands full.
That's
so awesome to hear, man. That is so great. Oh my god. Because I was really interested in hearing you flesh out the details of the shipping container, because that just looked so unique whenever I first saw it.
I forget which document. There was a documentary made a while back, and I think it was this documentary called Life Design. And it talks about how I kind of just like design my life. And at the end, I said something, and I just said it in the moment, but it's something that I remember being like, whoa, I was actually kind of profound. And it's this. I'm able to focus on my passions in life because I focused on my passions in life.
That's
Simple. Because I focused on my passions, I was able to figure out ways to make money and ways to incorporate them into every aspect of my life. So guess what I got to do now? Focus on my passions.
I mean, that's incredible. Like that's such a like a simple sentence.
Super
but
simple, dude.
It's not, you know.
It's simple.
Like you said,
it's
it's so
simple thing.
profound. Because
It's hard, you know, because life hits. Like you start needing money, and like you start, you know, wanting the family or wanting a different, you know, an upgrade or whatever, and it's hard. It's definitely hard, you know. And I think like it's the right for me. It's right. Like, and I know it the most when I talk to kids, dude. Because kids, like, dude, name a kid who wants to be a fucking banker. Name
nobody,
one, dude.
Nobody.
Like, and if you know what, if there probably are some, and that's dope, dude. If that's what they want to be, that's sick as hell. Like, I want whatever they want to be, but like, usually kids will tell you what they want to be, you know, and very seldomly, like, do they. Sometimes, you know, I wish it was more often, but seldom does it seem that like, whoa, dude, you stuck with that.
Yeah, it is very seldom.
And this is a little different, but I always said, like, whenever I was a kid, dude, I was like, I'm either going to be getting paid to have a skateboard under my feet all day, or I'm going to be paid to have a skateboard in my hands. And whenever I said that, I was referring to, like, I'm going to be in the industry somehow. Skateboarding is going to be in my life every day somehow. And it's just crazy how it worked out because, dude, skateboards are in my hands like all day,
Yeah,
every day of my
it
life.
came to
Like
it
every
came to
single day of my
fruition.
life, dude. It's funny. It's just funny how it worked out. But
Just to recap, not really a recap, but to wrap things up, I mentioned to you earlier that I wanted you to leave our audience with a piece of sound advice. I really enjoy your exercise that you had earlier about what would you do with $1 billion. So
yeah, dude,
I
I ask that
really,
people
yeah.
I ask that to people all the time, Chris. Like I think you guys need to ask yourselves that. Like I would tell my son, like when I have, you know, I'll be like, hey, dude, this is important. Like think about what you want your life to look like. And like, dude, think humongous. Like it's okay. Like
You got
shoot
$1
for the
billion to work
stars.
with, dude.
Yeah, dude, think humongous. Like what are you like what do you look like, dude? Like what's your life look like? And just dream, dude. Like it's okay, you know? And then like it's crazy because like I'm I believe that that vision wouldn't be put inside of your head if it wasn't attainable, you know? And it just like any person can bring that to fruition if they just like, dude, just focus on it. Like if you like you have all this stuff, it's hard to focus, but dude, if you like,
Lock
you know what I
in, bro.
mean? It's like it's there, dude. So that's it. And then I'll say like I'll leave the audience with two of my favorite quotes. Um one of them is the grand essentials to happiness are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. And I firmly believe that that's the perfect recipe for happiness. If you have all three of those.
Amazing.
And then I'll say one that me and my mentor always said to each other back and forth, and it's what got you there will keep you there. And so if you're in a positive place, what got you there will keep you there. If you're in a negative place, what got you there will keep you there.
Right.
You know, it could be like either which way, dude. And I think that it's just good to say like, all right, dude, like what got me to where I'm at? Not like no glitz and no, it was just like, yo, dude, focusing on what I love.
It's very cut and dry.
Focusing on what I love and
To the point.
skateboarding and just that, dude. So like as life gets complicated, because it always does, we're humans and we like to complicate things. What got you to where you're at a good place was like this, dude. Like what I was doing earlier. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what I'll leave the audience with.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate you joining for the for the podcast, and especially for such a special, momentous occasion on this podcast. It's been 5 years. I started it April 2020 because I was so bored during the pandemic. I just had to create. I had to do something, and I was just obsessed with multimedia forms and just watching podcasts and radio shows. So I just created that, and it really makes me happy that I can have someone like you on this platform. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, dude, it's a cool conversation. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me talk.
Oh, dude, I needed to have this conversation. I've been wanting to have you on the show for so long, and I'm very interested because another thing that we really capitalize on here is we've talked about coastal restoration, recycling, and all of that. So all of that just aligns with everything that I'm really interested in.
What I do.
It's awesome.
Kind of. Yeah, with all the skateboards, we save like thousands of skateboards from just taking up space in a landfill. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know how much that's actually saving the planet. Initially, when we started, we were giving back to a reforestation project. COVID kind of changed things because I think I don't know, things changed on the back end of their thing. So we haven't really done that since then, but I'm still passionate about reforestation and trees and wanting to just make the world better, you know?
Yeah, and you're making cool ass shit in the process. It's amazing.
Trying, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm definitely trying. I put my all into this.
I can tell. I can definitely tell. Even before the conversation, I could tell, dude. But like I said, thank you for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, dudes. I hope you guys have a great day and a great weekend.
Yeah, you
nice
too, man.
To talk.
Happy Easter.
All right, bye, Chris. Bye, JP. Happy Easter. Later.
Peace. It's been a while. It has been quite a long time. When did you leave the show? Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Well, when I was still living in an apartment,
dude.
so it had to
2021, right?
3 or 4 years ago. Yeah,
That's wild. It's been a while, but we have reconciled and reconvened, and welcome to the return of the OG, the Yu-Gi-Oh aficionado, the second, and to leave you with this one, the second biggest fan of One Piece. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to a Weaving with Wes brokeknocklife 5-year anniversary. Weaving with Wes. Wes is here, and yours truly, Chris from the brokeknocklife podcast. And it has been, like we just said, it has been a while. But yeah, speaking of Oda, speaking of all that, we're going to talk about animation in One Piece today, and then that will be the segment with Wes. And then I'm going to figure out other segments for other people while Blue is just meandering around. The current One Piece TV series is not the first animation of its kind. It was initially adapted by Production IG before Toei took over. Production IG is connected to WIT Studio, which has played a role in the creation of the project video Oda came up with before the anime, the 1998 project that we've discussed on this show. Oda, the creator of One Piece, was very involved in helping the character designs for the short film project to celebrate. It was to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Shonen Jump in 1998. That was his submission.
Dang.
What a crazy introduction into the world. That's insane.
Yeah.
One notable
crazy.
designer that came along was Hisashi Kagawa, who infused a 90s aesthetic into the character designs. Because before his input of artistic design, it was all like round faces and very like soft looking, like big, like bulby eyes. And he introduced sharp rigidness of the characters, mainly on the cheeks and the chin. The pointed chins is where Kagawa got that's Kagawa, the pointed chins in the earlier One Piece, differing from Toei's original style. The project film standed out, obviously. I mean, he's still making animations like 2025. It's insane with different... Anyway, the project film standed out with its heavy shading and more muted color palette, providing depth and a realistic look compared to the anime series. And then they switched. They changed some stuff because it definitely didn't look as moody as before. Added more vibrancy and stuff. The One Piece series, which has over 1,000 episodes, has undergone several updates in animation and art style, characterized by shifts into digital mediums and HD resolutions and different ratios and blah blah blah. going into the 16:9 ratio. That was a big change. I was watching Family Guy the other day, and before they had the HD, and it's crazy how much space there is on the side of our TVs.
Yeah, just
it's
black
wild.
bars on either side.
The early design closely followed Oda's original style with simpler character designs and a vibrant color palette and long, exaggerated limbs. That's the thing that stood out to me seeing that for the first time is the long ass legs, the long arms, the Gumby type looking characters. The series
very stylized.
Yes, it's very unique because I don't think of anything else other than One Piece.
Yeah, nothing quite like it.
Yeah. The series varied in animation quality, particularly during dialogue-heavy scenes, which often used a simpler style, because they're trying to, what they're trying to do. Yeah. With Shonen series, highlighting this right now, with Shonen series producing episodes weekly, animators focus their efforts on significant fight scenes, aka GARP, Galaxy Impact. The most insane, going between the stratosphere and outer space. But yeah, as technology advanced, One Piece transitioned to high definition around episode 206 to 207. I was trying to figure out which one it was, but I was getting conflicted answers around, and it kind of looks the same to me. I don't know. 207, we'll go with that. Allowing for improved quality in both characters and backgrounds. Characters had more defined textures and details in their clothing and features after the HD upgrade and the touches that they did. Despite the upgrades, the series continued to evolve with new character designers introduced to keep up with the animation industry standards, particularly during the Thriller Bark arc. Animator Kazuya Hisada contributed significantly to the design and animation during this period, known for his experience in the Dragon Ball franchise, and I found this was very interesting. His style introduced the bounciness and the dynamic camera angles in action scenes. As the series progressed, the character designs changed again post-time skip, and I wanted to leave this in. I was going to take this out because I don't think so. But a lot of people were saying this, with mixed reception from fans regarding updates for characters like Nami and Chopper. Do you remember, I don't remember ever bitching about their time skip designs. Was that a common thing?
Yeah, well, it was mostly backlash for the female characters, was my recollection of it, because Oda kept making their breasts larger and larger. If you recall. Okay.
Oh, I do recall. I think of that as normal.
Oda about it. Yeah, there's an Ask Oda about it, actually, where he mentioned, he's like, I forget what he said, something ridiculous, like the dreams of men live in the breasts of women, or some stupid shit like that. Some Oda type shit,
Oda can't go wrong, he's right.
The biggest backlash. And it makes sense that Chopper would receive backlash as well, because he's definitely a more, I don't want to say a fan favorite, but he's a cutesy character, so he's held a special place for a lot of people, sort of thing.
Okay. That makes sense. I didn't even go to think about the tickle bitties. I was just like, you know what? I'm accepting it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So after years of similar animation, Toei Animation modernized the visual style with the Wano arc, bringing new techniques that improve dynamic camera work and vibrant colors. Director Takashi Nagamine was chosen for this strong background in directing action and emotional scenes. Notable changes included bolder line work, better defined body structures, and enhanced character detail, especially during intense moments. The Wano arc introduced sophisticated animation styles that closely followed the manga's original panels, often adding depth to the story. Impact frames were a notable feature and a very, 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 very welcome one. I love going through those recent episodes and pausing it during random fight scenes and seeing Kaido and Luffy all purple and then all red or a different design, like Zoro randomly popping up. It's insane the amount of detail that they went through and the amount of different studios that came together and created such a good vision. Because usually whenever there's any type of product that you indulge and you watch and you're entertained by, I don't know about you, but once I hear that they're changing up something, once I hear that they're changing studios, I'm like, oh, well, it's fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna get
Immediately.
worse. Yeah.
Right, but it's
Yeah,
gotten
yeah.
better. It's
Oh,
gotten
yeah,
better, in my
definitely.
opinion. It's gotten way fucking better.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the dynamic camera angles. Like going back and watching early One Piece to like the camera angles from we mentioned the Galaxy Impact Garp fight. Like
Yeah.
it's night and day different. Like they're panning around like the whole city as Garp is like above, or they're showing
Yeah.
his view of me looking down and panning around. Like the Luffy kick on Kizaru and Wano that we were talking about before we started. The camera angle of him like just flying across the screen.
Like
so,
a red ball,
track.
just like
Yeah, dude.
unraveling. That's insane.
It's so night and day compared to what it was back in the gap.
Right, and it's still back in the gap. It's still charming in its own way. It's just not.
I agree.
I mean, what I just talked about. He's lasted this long because he's adapted to the anime culture. Like he's adapted and hasn't stuck. Imagine if he like just refined the original character animations from the original. I really don't think. I mean, the story's there, but I don't think it would be as aesthetically pleasing than what it is now. I mean, they took some dips in animation, in my opinion, which we'll talk about. But they're right now, decades later, it's the best animation ever.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And usually, I love older animation styles. Yeah. Usually, I'm a fiend for that. I'm like, oh, is it just nostalgia or is it because I like it? No.
They're at the point now where they're like honestly near the top of their industry for animation, and it's like whenever you see something or somebody do something extremely well, it's like just always very like pleasing to our monkey brains. We're just
yes. There's so many impact frames. Garp is destroying this island, and it looks amazing. There's a guitar solo surrounding the island. It's amazing.
Peak Shonen, man. Like
it's peak right now.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
But in ongoing developments, Toei Animation seeks varied art styles, which we're just talking about, varied art styles for upcoming arcs, leading to a pause in weekly episodes for refinement. I say take as many pauses as you want. I'm not in any hurry. You take as much time as you want, Oda. Well, I trust you.
We're 25 years deep. You can take a little bit longer if you need to, buddy.
Dude, he took a 6-month break. The dub caught up to the sub.
Yeah.
And the anime
series history, right? That they took anywhere near that amount of time. Like that's
the biggest break.
Yeah, and you were talking about like some of the issues that the animation has had over the years with like I'm sure if you're a One Piece fan, you've seen the still frames over the years of like the goofy looking like images of like poorly drawn faces just to like get through the animation sort of thing. When you're releasing weekly, it's like it's sometimes a struggle to get through it.
Right.
To have that episode release every single week consistently. So,
right. Okay.
The fact that we have come this far, it's crazy.
I know, exactly. Okay, before we get started with the animation tier list of One Piece, the definitive objective answer is going to be mine, by the way. We're going to do the Weeb Fit. So you already came prepared, but I had to go into my closet. This is a new shirt. I don't think I've posted this on or showed this, but it's a little front left chest.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then on the back is my favorite because it looks really cool.
Oh, that's dope.
It's like a map.
Line, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a map.
That's sick. I'm sad. I have a Sanji shirt, but this is the one I was wearing whenever you mentioned it. So I was like, I guess I'll
might as well
wear the shirt I was already wearing.
Yeah,
I'm ripping the Akatsuki here. Got the little cloud on the front. Shinobi organization on the back.
Yes.
What's up?
He was a good guy. He just killed his whole family. It's all good. It's for the greater good. For the greater good.
Itachi is misunderstood.
yeah. Brutally murdering his family. And then just such an asshole.
It's only option.
Right. Yeah. Right. Still did it though. Still committed the murders. But anyway, we're not talking about Itachi right now. We're talking about One Piece. And to start us off, like we were talking about, so right now I'm going to put East Blue through Foxy's. That includes Alabasta, which is like one of my favorite arcs of all time. Mr. 1, Mr. 2.
This is animation, not
I know. Fuck. Let's see. Okay, I would put... Damn, dude, this is harder. I thought I had this ready to go. And Dank. East Blue to Foxy's. I like the long limbs. Sue me. I like the long limbs. So I'm putting all of these in dank.
I think I agree with that. They have such an like. I think objectively the animation quality is worse. Obviously, there's like a bunch of still frames. There was like the first iteration of them releasing weekly, so especially in like some of the earlier like East Blue, Drum Island, Whiskey Park, like all that. There's like objectively some bad qualities to it, but it has such a nostalgic like attachment to it, and such a like what's the word I'm looking for? Like stylized take on anime characters in general. I would say.
Yeah,
like
it
you
stands
said, like
out.
all like the limbs, the like body shapes, like everything is very unique. And
The
I think
way
we've
that they
gotten a little bit
move
more
and stuff.
normalized. Oh yeah.
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 It's like
I agree. I put it in dank.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do it like that then. If you agree with me, just be like, okay, I'll do the same thing in dank, and then we could actually let me just do it first. That might get a little complicated. So dank, East Blue to Foxy's, and then the next one that I'm gonna decide on, Water 7 to Ends Lobby, because that was before what we just talked about. That was before they really like put a little bit more effort into the lines and the shadows and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'll put that mid. I'd put it mid. It's all right. It's really hard to separate the story from the animation because Water 7 is so great in all the story. But okay, I'm just looking animation. I just think the what is it called? You kind of touched on it. The spirit of the first animation is just it's really hard for me to break away from that, and that just looks too good to me. I think that they didn't update enough stuff for me to be like, okay, I like this animation style more. It's very subtle, but the first one, like, dude, Alabasta, like, that's amazing. Okay, so mid, Water 7, and Ends Lobby. So Thriller Bark through, what do we say, Impel? Thriller Bark through Impel Down. I'm gonna put mid.
Damn.
Mid for that. Mid for Thriller Bark through Impel Down.
Okay.
And then Fishman Island through Zao. Christ. Fishman Island through Zao. It hurts, but mid through Zao. So mid for everything besides the first arc. And then what we all came here for, the next option, Whole Cake through Reverie. You know where I'm putting that? Trash. Get it the fuck out of here. Get it the fuck out, bro. Fuck that shiny Dragon Ball Super bullshit. I hate the polished look, man. Them looking up at the fucking light and nah, it's not it. I'm sorry. And Wano and Egghead, I mean, it's OG. It's OG.
I see you.
That is my OG, and that is the end of my list. So Wano, let me go over it one time. OG is the Wano animation. I don't think anything holds a candle to it. Dank is the East Blue arc through the Foxies. Mid is Water 7 basically through Zao. Water 7 through Zao. I know it changes a lot, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. It still doesn't. It doesn't make a bump up in the tier. Trash, get it the fuck out of here. I'm pretty sure everybody knows my opinion on Fishman Island. It's good that they're doing it, and they're doing it in a different animation style, but like I said with the last choice, that's not going to bump it up a tier list. Still shitty. Fishman Island, get it the fuck out of here. We got to see, like you said earlier, at least we got to see Sanji's dream come to fruition. Big titty mermaid bitches.
So, as much nostalgic attachment as I do have to East Blue through Foxy's, it is, I think, objectively some of the worst animation in the entire series. It is inconsistent as hell. There are so many, like, if you go to the internet, you can find so many just, like, still frames of just, like, the most ridiculous, like, shortcuts they would take in the
Like
animation.
blank faces, like
blank faces, like, poorly drawn faces, like literally just smiley faces, like, sort of stuff, like.
Yeah.
So, I think, unfortunately, I have to, like, due to the nostalgia, I'll put it in mid, but I think objectively it is probably the worst the animation has ever been.
Are you about to put it
But
in
I'll put it in mid. No, I'll put it in mid. I'll put it in mid.
All right, we'll move
Realistically,
all of
I
that.
think it should be in trash, but personally, I'm going to put it in mid. And then next we have...
Next we...
Foxy's. Next we have Water 7 to... Thriller Bar... Or no. Where are we at now? It's Water 7 and Inez Lobby together, right? Water 7 and Inez Lobby?
Yes. Water 7 through Inez.
I think I'll probably put those in mid as well. I don't particularly remember any major issues with the animation at that point. In fact, I think it got a little bit better from the earlier part of the series. Like, the animation, I think, was more fluid. The action shots were better. There weren't as many just, like... That was the other thing about the early animation, is there were a lot of, like, just still frames, basically, where, like, the characters weren't really doing much.
Right.
And you could tell it was just, like, cheapening the cost or maybe even the time to get that episode out every week. So I think there was actually an improvement here. Yeah, definitely. And then Thriller Bark, I think, to... What did we say? Impel Down is, I think, is our first dank. I think that was the first significant uptick in quality. Besides, like, there's like an HD point, and when they like upgrade to like the full screen, and then they upgrade to HD or whatever. I think that might have some consideration, but like the inconsistency in the quality is just like too noticeable if you watched it a bunch. But yeah, I think so. I think this is like the first significant uptick in quality or consistency, I should say, where like every episode, if you go back and watch it today, probably still holds up in animation quality. Yeah. So I would put that in dank.
So Thriller Bark.
I think they did a great job with those.
Yes.
Despite my distaste for Thriller Bark being sort of dragged out, at least that was my recollection of it at the time.
I just love the whole atmosphere of it, like Nightmare.
It was
Nightmare
really
Luffy.
Cool.
I want to see Nightmare Luffy again. God damn it!
Plus one of the best moments in One Piece history with the 10-ton hammer. Oh my
amazing.
God. Fantastic.
And then the Zoro moment.
Oh, true. Yeah. So
that
good. And then Kuma
insane.
showing up at the end.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That was an insane end to that arc.
Oh,
I'm like, bro,
just...
I didn't even know about Kuma's power at that point. I'm like, so they just died. They just they killed off the cast.
And then Fishman Island to Dressrosa, I think we had a return to an improvement in animation quality from the like earlier parts of the show, like especially the early arcs, but we returned to that inconsistent qualities that the initial parts had. Plus, you know, everybody who watched the anime has a massive hate boner for both Fishman and Dressrosa because of Dressrosa just being dragged out for so long.
Dude,
there was a lot of just like still
episodes.
shots. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So I think I'm gonna put those in trash, unfortunately.
So Fishman Island through
Dressrosa, through Zo, I think is what we said actually.
Yeah.
It's trash, unfortunately.
It's trash. Get it the fuck out of here.
It was like 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back, sort of thing. Like we improved in our animation, like drawing style, and then we returned to our inconsistency. We got less fluid movement. Like there was just a bunch of issues with it. And then we go into the final part, Whole Cake through Egghead, or what did we?
It was
Whole Cake and Reverie.
Whole Cake through Whole Cake and Reverie. Those were 2.
I'll put those mid. I don't have a ton to say about those. I liked that they tried some stuff with Whole Cake, some new stuff. It didn't necessarily pan out, if I recall correctly. And
they tried some shit that looked like shit. They tried a bunch of I hate that shiny shit.
I think that's fair. I think they get some points for me for trying some new stuff, so I'll put it mid.
Yeah, because it is different.
Understand the trash.
It's completely different.
Yeah. I like that they keep iterating on their animation styles, which is nice.
Leading up
Especially for such a
until
long-running show.
Wayno and now
And now I think we're both in agreement. Wayno and Egghead is
you really
obviously
can't
OG.
say anything else.
No, dude, the quality, the consistency, the dynamic shots, the colors, just everything is on point. Like that was another thing about the earlier parts of the show. It was like way less colorful than it is now.
Yes,
Like, have
so
you noticed
vibrant
that?
now.
Like,
Oh my
so
god.
vibrant now. It's crazy. Yeah.
The impact frames we
Dude.
were talking about earlier. Like they're
Yeah, exactly. It lends to a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, there's different, like there's a purple rendition of that shot. There's a red rendition. There's a black one. Zoro's popping up in Luffy's eye as you like zoom into his pupil. Like it's insane shit that you can find in these still frames. And that means that they go through and they animate still by still by still by still. They take so much effort into do it, and it shows. It really shows.
It definitely shows. It definitely shows. It is a good time to be a One Piece fan right now.
Yes.
We're getting to the end game of like
we haven't even hit
finally
peak yet.
Yeah, dude, we're it's a great time. It's a great
3
time.
decades in. Nope, haven't even seen a peak yet.
Yeah.
Haven't seen
You
a
haven't
peak.
even seen my Final Four.
Yeah.
All right, no, calm down.
Oh my god! Like,
But
dude, the animation from anyway, the Gear 5 animation, it's
so good.
amazing.
Oh my god, there's so many good moments. Like the reason to watch an anime over read a manga. I think we've talked about this on Weaving with West in the past. Is like, especially if you're a shonen fan, it's the fights, like the action shots, the fights. Like, it doesn't even have to be a shonen. Like, if you're in an anime, like it's the movements, the fluidity that you get from animation versus obviously like still panels and manga is like the reason to watch it. So we are finally now to the point where it's like, if you are not reading the manga and then like if you don't watch weekly, at least go watch the fights. At least go watch the fights. There are so many insane moments. Like you could throw a rock on like just like take like a thing of the episodes and hit like an insane animation sequence.
Anyway, that is the 5-year anniversary of the Broke Knock Life podcast and the Weaving with Wes. I would consider that 5 years as well, along the same time, even though it's discontinued. Whatever, it still existed. It's still 5 years ago. Thank you so much to all the guests that have come on or will come on. Still don't know where the fuck I'm putting this. Thank you, Wes, and good luck to all of your card attorneys. And yeah, I hope y'all like this thing that I put together, and to many more episodes. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which means we can get ad revenue, we can get paid, we can get subscriptions, we can do all that. And yes, and that will be amazing. Passive income just for talking about One Piece. Jesus Christ. But thank y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following. Thanks for doing all that. Peace out, and we will catch you in the next episode. Peace. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, bro.
The DAC Attack with the Mac in the back and the sack. Episode 100, even though we're on, I've said this so many times, even though we're on 129, it should be 130 technically, but I held off on 100 because I don't even know, I'm just fucking weird. The 100th episode, 5-year anniversary, I appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us, popping in, because you are a very, very intricate part of what makes this podcast what it is. I mean, dude, you're the music. You're the music in the podcast. And I've really been meaning to have you on and have JP meet you, because every time, what was the first song that you like really fucked with of his? Was that Tokyo on the edit that I made?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck yes, Tokyo, dude, changed my freaking life. Thank you for that.
Dude, thank you, man.
Tokyo is a godsend.
Especially what you had scored it to, like the footage that we had gotten. It was just, it was perfect.
It was like, what was it? It was like the rivers.
Yeah, as we were moving through, we hadn't gotten to the first spot yet, so we were just really ambiently flying through the water.
thumbnail, right?
Oh, you son
Yeah,
of a
it's
bitch.
recording. It's recording. So yeah, welcome to the show, the Dag Tag Mag Bag Sack. So how I came up with that phrase, I've explained this many times, but to the new people that have recently subscribed due to the many dangerous situations that I'm putting myself in, with yours truly right here, grabbing alligators out of the fucking water.
I mean, it's only dangerous if you're stupid.
We're dangerously stupid.
There we
Maybe
go.
it cancels out.
There we go. It's double negative, so.
Right, exactly. That's how that works, right? But yeah, I just wanted to explain to the audience where I came up with that phrase, the DAC attack with the Mac at the back. It's really, really something stupid, but I love music, and I love all the shit that Dak puts into his tracks, because I was along for some of the ride, most of the ride, whenever he was living with us. Dude, all this motherfucker would be doing, laptop in the lap.
Yeah, I did the laptop.
Grinding,
Shit.
dude.
Cooking.
Like I would be slinging shit out of my apartment, and then he'd be on the couch next to me while I'm playing Elder Scrolls for like the 15th time, playing some fucking random fails on the thing, just like rolling up blunts, and he's over there cooking up like the biggest masterpieces I've ever seen in my life. And that, dude, it's the way that I'm gonna keep going. I hope you don't mind. It's just the way that it's like an automation. He's like a robot. It's like I could watch time-lapse videos. You need to do this. I need time-lapse videos of whole projects. I need it.
Good idea, actually.
Just screen record your fucking screen whenever you're doing it. I will watch every single thing, because it's the way that he's connecting shit. Like, he'll have like a beat, like a drum bass laid down, and then all of a sudden, I'll go to the bathroom for like a minute or two. I'll come back, and this dude's got like the sickest synth, like incorporated into this beat that I've ever heard in my life. And I'm just like, dude, how the fuck do you, how do you conjure that up? It's not even like forming it; it's conjuring at that point.
Conjuring.
It's insane.
Doing a seance summoning.
One quick question. I got like two or three, but one regarding your music. Well, before I gotta explain what the Dag Attack Mega Bag Attack was. That is from, really quick tidbit, from who's that guy? Big Pun, his album. Oh. And he has a skit in there.
Yeah, you have hold of me.
Yeah, he has a skit in there where he's just fucking around with his buddies, like smoking in the car, doing some nefarious shit, and then they're just like cutting up in the beginning of the skit, and then he just starts rhyming words. And he's like, "Mac in the back of the back of the back, back of the back of the back of the back, back of the back of the back of the back, back of the back," and it's just a bunch of words. I don't know how Dak and Mac and Attack. It just made perfect cinema.
Yeah,
fucking works,
man.
Yes. So so as a fellow person that has done the same creative outlet for years and years on end, constantly like putting in your passion and dumping it onto your passion and continuing on with your craft, when was the first beat formed of yours? Like, what made you download that first version of FL Studio?
Shit, that was probably like senior year of high school, I think. So I was like 17. And it's like, I had the whole guitar experience before that. I've been doing that for years. And I like jamming around and learning songs and coming up with my own shit or whatever. But I didn't have any like recording equipment. I didn't have any like way to actually like formulate a song besides just like memorizing and playing it.
Yeah.
And then, it's just only guitar. So I guess just at some point I had heard about Fruity Loops. FL Studio.
Yeah, Fruity Loops, baby.
Yeah, no one calls it that anymore.
No. What was the version you got, real quick? 8?
Oh, shit, I think it's 11.
Oh, okay. I remember it being like, and you still got the same one?
Dude, I still use 11. Yeah, the same one. I refuse to upgrade. I'm too stuck in my ways at this point. So
what are they on? 20 right now? 21?
Yeah, I think like 20 is what they jumped to.
Oh, love it.
And they got all kind of like new shit on it now, but I'm just stuck with it. I know my shit. I know it like inside and out now, so it's like I feel like it's better to just stick with that.
Yeah. Why? I mean, you already do it perfectly. But yeah, back to your story.
Well, but yeah, I think it was just like I heard about it, and so I tried it out. Purchased it completely legally, and and just started fucking around with it a little bit. Just kind of learning the ins and outs of how it works, and then like probably within the first like week or two, that's when I first made my little electronic beat piece or whatever. Dude, ever since I like put that together, once I like all started to click, that's just when the addiction started, man. That's when I started just doing it nonstop.
There's a spark that happened after that first like complete project, huh? Like you heard it back and you're
So
like,
it's like,
God damn it, dude, what? I can create
it's
this.
like, it felt crazy to actually like put something together, you know, and kind of get that sense of like accomplishment, like, oh, like this is actually doable, right? Like this is actually something I can do. I just need to refine, you know, learn more, add more, whatever.
One more question.
Okay.
Which I've been wondering this for a while because I do some weird things in my creative process. So I was wondering, whenever you get down, whenever you like sit down, break out the laptop, get a beat ready, is there any specific things that help you get more comfortable? Like, is it a certain time of the day you like making your beats? You like rolling up a blunt and having it ready while you're doing it? You like having like a drink, like a shot right before, or any of that? Because with me, it's absolutely insanity. Like pairing with my ADHD, I got two dual monitors. I got like live PD, some crazy bullshit happening up top. On the right side, there's like Spotify playing, some fails are playing, and then I'm just like zoned the fuck in. The only way I can zone in is if there's chaos around me, and I'm like balls to the wall. So that's what helps me. So I was just wondering what you do for your creative process that helps you be comfortable in that space.
Definitely helps having caffeine. So always got to get the coffee going.
Oh, so it's coffee. Is there any specific type?
Not specific type, no.
What you mean?
I just try a bunch of different shit.
Do you light, medium, dark roast?
Probably like medium. Yeah. Sometimes the dark.
You just have a cup, and then that's it.
Yeah, get in there. I like early morning too, because it's like you're kind of like fresh, you know, mentally and physically too.
I feel like you're forced to do shit if you like make yourself get up at your desk. You're like, okay, well, I have to.
Because it is like mentally taxing, right? To like have to sit there and like problem solve all this shit and like put it all together and like try to translate the creative ideas into the actual sound or into like physical form or whatever.
Yeah.
So I always feel like I try to do that first if I can in my day. Like if I try to do it later, it usually is not as productive.
What about you, JP? Whenever you're putting together your stuff, or like whenever you're at your desk at your job, is there anything weird or in particular, like a cup of coffee that you have to have before, or like you got to drop a deuce before you get anything done? Or
well, dude, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is take a piss. So there's that. I don't really drink caffeine at all, really. But for me, it's music, dude. I plug in my earbuds and. You know, I get to the office 2 hours before everybody else, but even 2 hours after they show up, it's like they're not even there. You know, I'm locked in on what I'm doing, and if someone needs something from me, I'll unplug, but I really don't like doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because it breaks what I'm trying to do.
They should be able to fucking tell. I hate that.
To relate to him, as far as music is concerned, like whenever I'm at home, so I have an acoustic guitar, and I have an electric bass guitar, and an amplifier for that electric bass. Now, I don't compose music anymore, not at all like I used to at least, but whenever I'm at my home by myself chilling, playing music, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what's up with me. I was just designed weird at birth, but I can sing better, I can solo better, I can, you know, stay to form for chord progressions on the acoustic and then backing it up with the bass when I'm a little buzzed. I'm saying, dude, like 4, 5, 6 beers in is my sweet spot. 4, 5, or 6. Yeah, because that's my sweet spot. Because that's whenever I shed any social anxiety about my neighbors hearing me belting out. Because I'll get on a song, I'm on the guitar, I can't sing it truly without actually lifting my voice up. I can't whisper sing some of these songs. They have to be belted out. And so, you know, 4, 5, 6 beers in, dude, I can fucking drop, 12 tracks like that. Like at the Blues Fest, when we closed out that Sunday, I was whiskeys in, dude. I was fucked up. But I got up on stage and hopped on that drum kit behind Boogie for 5 songs, and I never missed a beat because I was chilled out, man. I was, I need a little bit of something to get the shakes to stop. You know how it is.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's my thing, man. Definitely locking in with tunes at work, but whenever it comes to playing music, if I'm loosened up, a fat-ass bowl and a few cold-ass beers, I'm choice, bro. Yeah, and you know me, I'm not one to ever purport my musical capabilities, especially when it comes to singing, because I'm a drummer. I just happen to know how to play guitar, and I can sing a little bit. But if I'm chilled out from a few drinks, I actually have a good time and enjoy myself. Like I get to enjoy my own singing, which is very rare.
That's important, man.
Yeah,
that really is.
Yeah,
Because
The
most
comfortability,
people
man.
most people haven't found their true voice whenever
Yeah.
I'm going to these local shows.
And what you just said is incredibly important. It took me years to find my voice. For the longest, I was just trying to emulate. If I was doing a cover of a known song, I was trying to emulate the original artist's vocal part, right? Now I do different interpretations. I'll change up the guitar strumming medley. I'll change up the vocal inflection points of the vocal, like for the vocal part, for the singing part. And that can truly only be done whenever you're loose enough to say, well, fuck what whoever it is. It could be John Fogerty or whoever, you know, Jim Crochet. You know, fuck the way they do it. Even though it's awesome, I'm gonna do it JP's way now, because I'm fucked up. And, and I know that sounds crazy, dude, but that's just what it is for me, man. I just got to get a little loose before I can actually get loose, you know.
Yeah, we just wanted to give some kudos, some props.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you, man. Even though it's virtual and
same,
stuff, but
dude.
seriously, finally getting to talk to you like this, and thank you, and personally thank you for what you
Dude,
do.
thank
And
you, man.
please don't stop. Don't ever stop.
Please don't.
Just for the love of God, do not stop doing what
For the
you're doing.
love of God. I hear you, man. I'm gonna take that to heart, man, for sure.
Yes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you, Dakota, for being on. We're going to have, we're not going to have it play right now, maybe in the background right now, but he has mastered, he has formulated, he has crafted a specific Dakataka track for episode 100. 5-year
That's exciting.
anniversary. I love pausing and then waiting until somebody says something, and I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
I just like doing that to fuck with people.
Dude, I had to do it, man. Had to do this one special for you, man.
Yes, so that's gonna be playing right now. I don't know why I'm putting this, like the song is like a picture. It's gonna be playing in the background. I'll put Dax Tide's logo with like some audio thing on it. So while he's leading us out with that track, we will transition into the finale of this episode, and that will be my brother Cameron is putting on a show. He's been in this band. He recently joined, and it's, to be honest, it's the best I've ever heard of. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate everybody coming on the show, and I hope y'all enjoy this musical guest, my brother from the band Sunscape. This thing on? Yo. Hey, we're back from intermission. The intermission was a few days, but I don't need this. So, Cameron, the Sunscape band that my brother is a part of, is about to be playing right now. We haven't had a real live musical performance ever in the 5 years that we've done the show. So, welcome to the show, Cameron, my brother, the legend, the musical artiste, the aficionado. Lucas, welcome to the show. And then the drummer god, Brant, to 5 more years. Cheers. Peace out.
Somewhere in a gentle sleep, in the black of night, I lost peace in a lack of light. Somewhere in the humidity, in my foggy sight, I lost peace in a lack of light.